everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm John and this is Matt, and this is the second episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. Since the first one did so good, we thought, you know what, let's make this a weekly thing, except we'll be skipping next week. And this week, on the line, we're going to be talking about Arrow's newest releases coming in November, what we got coming out in the next couple months to finish off where we left off last week. And we decided to put our August pickups in this video because Matt decided to buy everything that Best Buy had in stock. So that's where we're going to start off. But before we get started, if you are a fan of Let's Talk and everything we do here, which is talking movies, video games, TV, and physical media, obviously, then you know what? Why don't you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. So let's crack open a beer. Today we got some Montauk Summer Ale. And let's see what we got. So yesterday, the day before this recording, Arrow announced that their November releases are coming, and the big one, which was a little disappointing, was The Wolf of Wall Street.
That's what stuck out to me. There was, I think, Robin Hood was something else in there.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner. He's kind of doing a shitty accent in there. He tried, but then about halfway through the movie, he stops.
Yeah, so the only thing that really stuck out to me was Wolf of Wall Street. I actually have that on Blu-ray. I know there is already a 4K available, but I would assume the Arrow 4K is going to be nicer and the packaging will be nicer, so I'll probably grab that. Did you grab the 4K already or not?
I haven't, but it's weird. That was like a 4K that kind of seemed like it got dumped and run. Like, it's weird that was kind of one that it kind of flew under the radar. I think it was distributed by Warner Brothers, who actually released the films.
Yeah, I've been waiting to upgrade that one, and I guess this is the time to do it now that Arrow's doing it.
Now, on the website, it has just a picture of the European flag, and you said all 4Ks are region-free.
Correct.
So I'll definitely be able to get that in anyone here in America, because that's where we live.
Blu-ray discs are region-locked, so you have to pay attention to your player and what the disc says on the back. A lot of them will be Region A. If you're here in America, Region A is America. It just works out that way. A is not for America. But, so Region A is here, and a lot of your players and stuff you'll have will only be locked to Region A, but as for a 4K disc, they are region free. So keep that in mind. But even some of the stuff like that, like if that Blu-ray might be ABC, I don't know. I've noticed like with my Captain America Blu-rays, I think one of the TV shows I have, The Terminator, it's not a Region A, but it's ABC, so it plays in all regions. It's region free, basically.
Yeah, I'm always afraid because I've heard rumors that they are going to start making 4Ks region locked. And Arrow on their website.
I have heard that also, yes.
And Arrow on their site makes sure to put the flag of where it's going to work on their site to make sure to let you know. And most of the stuff had the European, the British flag on there. Robin Hood, that. Nothing was. I think
the UK. We'll say the UK.
Yeah.
That's the easiest. But yeah, 4Ks, to my knowledge, as of right now, I think there might be one or two 4Ks that are actually region locked, but for the most part, you can be rest assured that a 4K disc will play in any 4K player.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure before, because I do want that Wolf of Wall Street 4K. I don't know if you saw the special edition with the wallet, and then it's got the little cool bag of Coke in the fucking front of it, and it looks like mine.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pick that one up also. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, and then the other one was Aubrey Rose, I believe was the name of the other movie. Hold on, let me just double check.
And I want to circle back to some
Audrey Rose.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I wanted to circle back to some stuff we talked about last week. We had some price drops on the Columbia Classics.
Which what we brought up last week.
We talked about the price drop?
Yep, we talked about the price drop.
It went down even more, I thought.
No, it's still 120. It's still that's what we're looking at right here.
I wasn't sure if we got to that. And the Halloweens went down to 104, 103. I think.
Yeah, we did cover that too.
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah, so basically where we got to last week, I believe we got into the end of October as far as upcoming.
Yeah, so what else is upcoming?
So I think we'll start in October. We did cover Army of Darkness, Living Dead, and everything like that. So on October 11th, this is a big one for me personally, coming out to Criterion, which I've been looking forward to, and that's my personal favorite David Lynch movie, and that is Lost Highway. And that's coming to 4K Blu-ray, and I love that movie.
I never even heard of it.
I know you haven't. And it's a fantastic David Lynch movie. It's probably the scariest movie. It came out before Mulholland Drive, which is another famous one starring Naomi Watts, which has a 4K that I haven't gotten yet, but I do have the Blu-ray.
Gotcha. Okay, I've heard of that movie. Again, I've never seen it. I know it's a street in California, and that's about all I know about it.
David Lynch is an acquired taste. I know you didn't like Twin Peaks, and he didn't. That wasn't just him, but...
Well, hold on. I wouldn't say I didn't like Twin Peaks. I tried Twin Peaks. I got 2 or 3 episodes in, and I just lost interest in it. I haven't tried it. This has to be 10 years ago since I tried watching that show. So,
the best way to describe Twin Peaks and really a lot of David Lynch's work is a nightmare or a dream. Like, it's not... You're not going to get the ending that you think you're going to get. You really have to search for it. You really have to watch it a couple times to really understand David Lynch's
Twin
work.
Peaks was the show in, like, that mountain town, and it's, like, cold. It's in the wintertime, and then the trucker or something.
Well, I wouldn't say it's winter, but it's definitely cold. It's in the fall. It's in, I believe, Washington.
Okay.
Or Oregon, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. And it's about just a small town, Twin Peaks, and basically trying to solve
But
the
it was
murder.
a murder, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the whole
okay.
first season, and then most of the second's about finding the murder of Laura Palmer. There's a movie called Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and then there was a reboot series or a sequel series that came out on Showtime a few years ago. I love Twin Peaks.
Interesting, yeah.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Damn good cup of coffee.
Over X-Files?
No, X-Files is better.
Yeah.
But as far as the early 90s, similar tone. I love Twin Peaks. I really do.
Okay.
I'd say check it out if you haven't seen it. I mean, it's only got 2 seasons from the original run, the movie, and then I believe another season. So it's not much.
Interesting.
So, also on October 11th, we have To Kill a Mockingbird on 4K, which I'm interested in. Have you read the book?
I'm aware of it. I vaguely remember it in high school. I don't remember if I read that. I think there was other options, and my teacher might have chosen. I don't remember.
Well,
Maybe.
To Kill a Mockingbird, we read the book, and then we saw the movie. That was the first time I saw the movie. Big thing about the movie is
That's Edgar Allan Poe, right? Edgar Allan Poe?
that is not who that is at all.
Oh, maybe that was the Raven or the Crow. I don't remember.
Well, the Crow's
high
a
school
movie.
so long ago.
Yeah, well, Edgar Allan Poe was long dead by the time To Kill a Mockingbird was written.
Okay.
Anyway, so Atticus Finch. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Nope.
Anyway, one of the most famous books of all time. One of the most famous movies. First appearance by Robert Duvall in the movie. Also on that day, an upsetting release for me, and I'm sure for you, is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is coming to 4K.
Right?
Yep, which we'll just put our Blu-rays obsolete again.
I have the Shout Select double pack of that, and I actually haven't. Maybe we should watch that tonight.
Maybe?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
We're doing a dinner night with the girls, and we're trying to figure out a movie.
I love Bill and Ted. I'll watch that movie.
I've actually never seen it.
Then okay, that's settled then.
I've never seen that.
Also on that day you were just talking about was The Score, which you've never seen,
The Score.
with Robert De Niro.
Right, I sent that to you, and I asked if this was any good, right? Because we were looking at pre-orders.
Yep, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it being good. I know people like it. Also that day is Indecent Proposal.
Okay, it sounds like a rom-com.
No, I believe it's an erotic thriller, but don't quote me on it. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Also that day we have all the Godfathers are coming individually.
Individually?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's another thing. So if you didn't want to get The Godfather 3, which I don't blame you, and you want to just grab the first 2, I don't know why you would just buy The Godfather on 4K and not buy The Godfather 2. They really go hand in hand.
I don't know why you wouldn't just buy the whole box set.
Yeah, that's what we recommend. James probably would recommend that too. And also on that day, we get the Universal Monsters are getting a re-release, but they're also getting individually re-released.
Did you get the first Universal Monsters box set?
No, I didn't, and I'll tell you why. And it's just because I'm not a big fan of all the movies that are in there. I'm mostly a fan of...
4 movies in it, right?
Yeah, I believe it was Frankenstein, Dracula, Invisible Man, and I want to say Wolfman?
The Wolfman is definitely in it.
Yeah, so...
Because that was the one that stuck out to me. That's the one I think I like the most would be the Wolfman.
Really? No, I'm a big Invisible Man guy.
I like the Invisible Man too, yeah.
Especially the effects for the time.
Right, well, yeah.
1930s.
Yeah.
It's an Invisible Man. There's a great way they explain it. I couldn't. But I would really love to actually get that on 4K because it is a beautiful movie, and I'm really curious what they did with the restoration. Because I don't know if you've seen many movies from the 30s, but they look pretty bad.
No, my movie watching date range would be like mid to late 70s and on. That's kind of my cutoff for the most part. I don't watch too many things, that, with the exception. There's a handful of things I'll watch that are older than the 70s, but other than that, nothing else really tickles my fancy.
I'm a big old movie fan. I try and keep the classics alive. That's why I usually do the classic reviews when Kino Lorber releases them. But those Universal monsters, they're hit or miss for me. Some of them are very dated, so that's why I didn't get them. Like I said, The Invisible Man for me really holds up, though. And then we come to October 18th. We actually did talk a little bit about this. Was Return of the Living Dead getting a 4K re-release?
Yes.
And Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, I have that pre-ordered. Return of the Living Dead.
I have that pre-ordered.
You getting that?
Yeah, I'm getting that. That's my favorite zombie movie of all time.
Really? I like that one. That's a good one. That's the one with the chick dancing naked in the graveyard, and the kid.
Send more cops.
Yeah, the kid just gets out of work. The one in the tank top or something, and then they.
Yeah, that's the kid also from A New Night. Not A New Nightmare. I'm sorry, A New Beginning from Friday the 13th.
Gotcha.
The one that doesn't include Jason.
That is a good movie. I do enjoy that one a lot. I have that on Blu-ray already.
And I think you have a nice edition. Do you have a Steelbook or a really nice?
Let's see.
I think you might have a Scream Factory Blu-ray of that. Yeah.
I know my part 2 to that is Scream Factory. So this was okay. So I got this when I guess it was Best Buy, or was it maybe it was MGM was doing them all. Is Jeepers Creepers MGM and The Fly?
Maybe, I don't know what MGM.
Carrie?
I saw an MGM movie yesterday. I just watched it, actually. It's fun.
Well, anyway, so this was at the time when Best Buy was doing that art.
Oh, okay, yep. I remember Carrie has that. The Fly,
The Fly, my Jeepers Creepers, and this one.
Fifth Element too, I think.
No, that was a regular Steelbook. This one I actually like. I don't like the Steelbook I have for The Fly.
No.
To be honest. This one I like, the Return of the Living Dead. This is a cool one. That's a nice Steelbook.
Yeah.
And then I have the collector's edition from Scream Factory of Part 2.
Oh, so you don't have Part 1, so you could get that. But I have it pre-ordered.
What do you mean I don't have Part 1? It's right here.
Yeah, I mean from Scream Factory.
No, I don't.
So I'm getting the Scream Factory 4K. So that's on October...
But this isn't a bad Steelbook.
18th. And then also on that day, which I'm still on the fence, is the E.T. re-release of the 4K with a Steelbook. And then Walmart, somebody pointed out to me in the comments section, I believe it might have been James, I don't remember, saying that they have a big thing coming with a figure and everything.
Oh, really?
And I'm really excited. Even though
That's pretty cool. I mean, because the other one is a lunchbox and a thermos and the 4K and a Steelbook. I mean, we already have the damn thing. I love E.T. just as much as you do, but...
Dude, if we would have got a new scan, maybe even some Dolby Vision, which I got to make sure...
Right, yeah. If there's anything different on the disc, then sure, okay, we'll grab it. But, it's the same disc. You're really just paying for the extra thing. And I don't really like the Steelbook.
Really? I do. I think it leans very much into the early 80s look, especially the look of that movie.
No, I agree with that, but I prefer the actual cover. The bike going over the moon, I like that better.
It does have one of the most iconic posters of all time.
I prefer that.
I'm
actually kind of leaning towards slipcovers over Steelbooks a lot lately. Except
I know,
for the Lionsgate
you have.
stuff.
You have.
Well, because I like the information on it. And a lot of these Steelbooks are just, I feel like, the Jurassic Park Steelbooks are phoned in.
The Jurassic Parks are the
Even
worst.
the new one looks like the last one.
I know, they really did a terrible job with Dominion.
Dominion, that's what it was.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdoms, I know you don't like, I like it. Yeah, they do a horrible job with that. That's Universal. They don't really actually always have... It's actually surprising. The company that does the best puts the least amount of effort into their disc, and that's Disney. Disney has some of the nicest steelbooks you could find, especially the MCU
Well,
ones.
that's really... You're just talking Marvel at this point.
Marvel. Well, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't pull it, but I think Frozen had a nice steelbook too.
I don't have that.
I don't know. Disney, whoever does the art design of their steelbooks does a good job. I would say far the Universal guy, but the Disney guy seems like he's doing a great job as far as steelbook design. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I feel like a lot of these are hit or miss though.
And then that brings us to October 25th, which has something that both of us haven't pre-ordered, and that's The Usual Suspects on 4K, which I like it. But
I've never seen it.
Then maybe you should get it because I don't love The Usual Suspects.
What is it? Describe it.
Well, Bryan Singer directed it. It is a mystery movie. They're trying to find Kaiser Soze. You're trying to figure out who Kaiser Soze is the whole time. All these other guys fear it. There's a lot of great actors in it. One of the Baldwin brothers are in it. Benicio del Toro's in it.
Pepe Sylvia?
Pepe Sylvia is not in it. But
who's Pepe Sylvia?
we couldn't figure that one out. One of Kevin Spacey's in it. The dad from Clueless. Great cast, directed by Bryan Singer. It's funny because the ending of this movie, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you have a bad memory as it is. So if you remember the ending of the first Scary Movie, it spoofs The Usual Suspects. But I think The Usual Suspects...
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
I think that the rest of the
movie...
movie...
to my head, I cannot remember the end of Scary Movie.
I just rewatched it last year, but it's a perfect spoof of The Usual Suspects. But I think The Usual Suspects ending is really what makes the movie work, but I don't think the rest of the movie works for me personally.
Circle back. Bryan Singer. What else?
X-Men.
Okay. That's where I know the name from.
Yep, I knew you were going to say that. But yeah, so this is 1995. I like that movie, but I just rewatched it last year. I don't love it. It's not one of my personal favorites. But another movie I'm going to be reviewing that day is Fatal Attraction, starring Michael Douglas. And what is her name? She is from... Oh my god, I'm going to piss me off. Hold on. And actually, I'm wrong. I'm not. Fatal Attraction doesn't come out that day. But a movie that does come out that day is The Last Detail, starring Jack Nicholson. I've never seen it. I might get that.
No, I've never seen it either.
Columbia Classics is that day.
Every time we talk movies with him, I'm so surprised. Like, he's seen... I've never really thrown a movie his way that he hasn't seen. And it's crazy to me. And I feel like I've seen a ton of movies.
Well, we just overlap at different points. I would say that, like, you've seen a lot more of, like, throwaway action or horror movies that I wouldn't go.
Right.
Where I like to try and go through all the most famous movies that I've never seen, like go down the Sight and Sound list or the AFI list or a bunch of foreign films. Like you're not going to touch, but then there's some horror movies you're going to throw my way that I've never seen. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's kind of like, just different tastes. But then we can talk with each other about what we've seen and not.
Right. And recommendations are easy for us.
And this is going to bring us to November 1st, which I'm going to finish this beer and start my second.
You didn't talk what else. I know what I have pre-ordered. Oh, we're in October, right?
Yeah.
So we talked September.
We talked September already.
So upcoming stuff that I have for September.
We talked about this last week.
Would be Tropic Thunder on 4K, the Friday the 13th, which I think is the first one to come out, right? That's going to be the first thing we get. That's, I think, the 13th of September. Then the Evil Dead 2013
yes,
remake.
Good movie. I was talking to Sam Seller about that today. She doesn't love it. I just think it's more of a horror movie. If you like the original Evil Dead, it's not funny.
I like the original, but again, I think I might like this more.
Because you don't like the comedy thrown in there?
Yeah.
It took out the comedy and leaned into the same story, but made it more of a horror movie.
Alright, so I think I'm
violent horror
I think I'm going to like that more. Because, actually, I don't think I've seen Evil Dead 2 yet.
Evil Dead 2 is very much a horror comedy, and it's not my favorite. I really still like the original Evil Dead the most, or maybe Army of Darkness. Evil Dead 2 is kind of like an in-between of the two of them, and that's most people's favorite, but I like one side or the other. I do like the remake, though. And then November 1st, the big one is Top Gun Maverick.
Hell yeah. Talk to me, Goose.
So, that might actually... I've said on the channel, we have a review for the movie, and we have a review for the 4K Blu-ray, and that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. I said that is my favorite movie of the year.
Trash.
He's wrong. It's either one or two for me, but Top Gun Maverick, man, I think about this movie a lot.
Oh, I really do. I cannot wait to watch that movie.
I want to see it again. Now, I would want to see it again in the movies, but right now it's playing on all the low-level screens.
Yeah, I know. It's still in theaters. That is unbelievable.
It's made so much money. It's incredible.
Yeah, why take it out?
Why take it out? That's why the 4K is coming so late. We've had movies come out and have their release on physical. Yeah. Black Phone. It's already streaming on Peacock, and I think they came out after.
Yeah.
So Top Gun's just making its money. I don't know. You did the orders for this. Did you order a Steelbook?
I ordered one of each.
Okay, so you'll make your decision, and I'll get the other because I'm indifferent.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Either way.
So, on that day, there's a big rumor, unconfirmed rumor, and I hope this rumor is true, but my gut is saying, since we don't have confirmation yet...
Are we talking Tarantino?
We're talking Tarantino, and that's Pulp Fiction. Now, this has a to-be-determined artwork. It's supposedly coming out in 2 months. I don't believe it. This is the 4K, other than the Terminator, I would like most.
So yeah, maybe.
Maybe you're right.
I don't-
Tarantino's movies. I don't know. Inglourious Basterds was a bad 4K.
That's probably my least favorite Tarantino movie.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah,
It's down there.
Subtitles do it for me. You know,
Me, it's just I would have liked more time with the Bastards.
yeah. You know, again, I watched this movie a long time ago. I was young. Subtitles, I hated it. So
I've seen that movie like 4 or 5 times.
No.
It's not as great as personally.
I have it just because I.
We're talking Inglourious Basterds, not Pulp Fiction.
Right,
Fiction's not-
Pulp Fiction's amazing. Yes. The only Kill Bill movies I haven't seen yet. Kill Bill. The only Tarantino movies I haven't seen yet is Kill Bill. So do I watch the Blu-rays or do I wait for
the eventual
the
4K.
inevitable 4K?
Well, here's the thing. Tarantino doesn't seem like he's involved in these 4K makings. And the 2 4Ks for Tarantino that are out, both don't blow me away. And that's Inglourious Basterds. And even Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood.
the 4K doesn't blow me away. I literally watched this 2 weeks ago.
But that's also not a movie where the 4K is really...
Going to enhance it.
Yeah, it's like...
But Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, which is November 15th, both have 4Ks coming out. Again, same thing. I think Reservoir Dogs is definitely coming out. It's the 30th anniversary. It makes a lot more sense. These were shot low budget, on film. I don't know how cleaned up these are going to look. I want people to taper their expectations. I'm definitely going to buy them, but so far he's 0 for 2 on 4K. I don't know how much he's involved with it. The Blu-rays look good. I don't know.
Circle back. Why is Inglourious Basterds on 4K? Why is that the only one that came to 4K?
It was just the studio that released it. Tarantino is a lot like Kevin Smith.
Okay.
In the sense that
Right.
independent director from the 90s. Both actually worked for Miramax.
It's just such a random
movie
out of that entire list to come to 4K, you know?
Of all movies, but you gotta remember also, even though we're not big fans of Inglourious Basterds, there's plenty of people
Right, no, I get it. I understand that.
And it's Christoph Waltz, Brad Pitt. It's the whole thing. So, anyway.
I gotta give that one another shot.
I think you'll like it. Another movie, I know you've never even heard of it, but Wong Kar-wai, In the Mood for Love, is coming out to 4K that year. Wong Kar-wai is a very famous director. He's made some great movies. I love him. This is the first time he's heard of him.
Yep.
But In the Mood for Love is an amazing film. It's getting its 4K release. Wong Kar-wai has a great Criterion...
This is the Criterion list we're talking about, right? Yeah.
He has a full collection that I wish I had, but he has this 4K coming in, actually. It's coming to 4K, I'm sorry. And this worries me because I was talking to people on Twitter about this, is he has this whole collection where you can buy them all on Blu-ray, but now only one movie from that collection is coming to 4K.
Right.
And it's like, do I buy, eventually, if I get the money, buy the collection?
But now, is this a movie that needs a 4K? Does it deserve a 4K?
This is his most popular movie.
Right, but again, like...
It would definitely, it's a beautiful movie.
Anything benefits from 4K.
But it's like, okay, so now is Criterion going to release all of those movies in that collection on 4K? Like, do I buy the collection and just double up on In the Mood for Love, or do I wait and see if they all come?
I guess. Yeah.
Like, you have this problem, you talk about this with Halloween. Like, what do? Do you wait? Do you pull the trigger?
Halloween's been tough, and I pulled the trigger.
You pulled the trigger? And that's where you really... It's tough, and I don't like that... Criterion is doing that, but I'm definitely going to get In the Mood for Love on 4K. I'm going to probably just wait and see if we get other movies like the Chuckling Express. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it right. But if we're not going to get any of his other movies on.
Now, this movie was in that list of the other 4 that Criterion, or the other 3 that
Criterion. For November, November's huge for Criterion.
Malcolm X was the only one that interested me on that list.
Malcolm X is my favorite biographical film of all time. And I just rewatched it a couple months ago in honor of its 30th anniversary. And now I'm going to get that 4K. So I'm going to watch Malcolm X, which is about a 3-hour movie, twice this year. And it's fantastic. I can't wait, actually.
Not a lot of 3-hour movies. In my neck of the woods, there's not a lot of 3-hour movies.
That are good, or that are...
No, I'm just saying that I own or watch.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
the longest one I can think of is...
Endgame?
The Batman?
And Endgame. You've watched a lot.
Is the Endgame that long?
Endgame, I think, is over 3 hours.
No. Really?
Yeah, that was a big deal. That's longer than the Batman. Endgame is still the longest superhero movie ever.
No shit. Okay.
Well, except for Justice League Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah. But, alright, well, let's continue because we still haven't even gotten into our pickups. Rumor is on November 8th, Casablanca's coming to 4K. And that's a big deal for me.
I know my father loves that one a lot. Actually, my dad has like 4 Blu-rays, and that's one of them.
Okay, well, Casablanca is one of the most famous movies of all time, so I'm just treading water on that. You've seen clips of Casablanca. You've
Probably,
seen them spoof it. They've spoofed it on shows like The Rugrats and Hey Arnold. Like, it's one of the most famous movies ever made. Alright, so November 8th clearly is going to make us poor. Or at least make me poor, because also we get the Escape from Alcatraz 4K, which I will not be getting unless somebody really requests it, because it's Clint Eastwood movie.
That is a Clint Eastwood movie, right?
Yes,
I like that movie.
Do you? So maybe Matt will review
I like that movie, yeah.
Okay, so that's coming to 4K. But the problem is, and we'll get to it in a second, The Power of the Dog, which I won't be getting on 4K yet. I'll wait for a Criterion sale for that, because I just watched that, and that's not a very rewatchable movie. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I watch that every year for Thanksgiving.
That's all you. I'm happy with my Blu-ray. I don't need that on 4K.
I have the Blu-ray, but this is one of my... This movie floats with my top 10 all time.
It's a good movie.
It touches me. It makes me cry every single Thanksgiving. It's the only movie... I love Thanksgiving.
I want to watch it now.
I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving
now.
Floats with Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Yeah, I mean, it's the end of August right now. We're gearing up to get into September. And my favorite time of the year is September to about January.
January 1st, right? Like
yeah,
September?
my birthday is in November, but I'm a basic white girl. I absolutely love Halloween. I love the fall activities. Again, I love going to the pumpkin patch and the farms and all that shit. My mom lives in New Jersey.
Listen, Tuesday
do
is...
the hay rides and shit.
Tuesday's Pumpkin Spice Day at Starbucks. And you know what? Me and Faith already, my wife, have a date planned to get some pumpkin spice stuff.
You got September. Now, with the amount of movies we have to watch, I start watching all my Halloween stuff mid-September. And then it starts getting cool out. The leaves are changing. And oh my god, it's just the perfect time of year. The weather's amazing. We're going to start doing our outdoor movie nights in my backyard that we have.
One of my best experiences is watching Scream outside.
Yeah, we'll talk more on that next time.
Yeah, we don't want to blow our load here. But here's a movie I don't know if you want on 4K, because I rewatched our entire... I rewatched your entire Blu-ray collection video.
So I have this.
You do have it. And you made a comment that it's not as good as the other movie, but he's your guy. And that's John Travolta with Saturday Night Fever going to 4K release.
Nah, I don't need that on 4K.
No?
No.
I'm not the biggest Saturday Night Fever. I said this last week. It's Gene Siskel's best... that's his favorite film of all time, but not mine. So then on November 15th, we get Reservoir Dogs, which we talked about. And the Bourne Complete Collection is coming to 4K again.
Again.
But in a Steelbook?
Again? Because I have the old set. And then there's a new set that just came out that made the set I got cheap. And now there's a new Steelbook set?
Yeah, I have your set. So I don't know. So that one's big up in the air. And then November 22nd, we're going to get Malcolm X 4K like we talked about. This is a weird one. Shrek 2 on 4K or Shrek 1 on 4K?
I think it is, actually.
Okay, and Puss in Boots.
Wait, is it?
Okay, well, we're going to have to look this up. Hold on, guys.
Look that up.
Hold on, guys.
Shrek, actually, fun fact about me. Shrek, the original movie Shrek, was my first DVD I've ever owned. I remember my grandparents bought it for me for maybe my birthday or Christmas one year. And I remember I watched Shrek is a great movie.
Shrek, the first one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so Shrek is on 4K.
It is on 4K.
So that explains that. So we're getting that and Puss in Boots. Hey, Lil.
What are you doing, Lily girl?
And then we're also getting, I'm sorry, High Plains Drifter, which is a Clint Eastwood movie. I'm very excited. I know you're not a big Western fan.
No.
And for the longest time, I really wasn't.
I still need to watch Tombstone.
Oh, I can't believe you'll love Tombstone. But, like, it took me till being an adult to get really into Westerns. I used to hate them. My dad would watch them.
So, Westerns to me, when I used to go to my cousin's house for Christmas, I still go to this day every single year, and he's not with us anymore, but my Uncle Tony, he would get the big recliner in the living room, and he had the TV for the whole day, and he would be watching,
Is it The Good, the Bad, the Ugly?
John Wayne.
Yeah.
He'd be watching John Wayne movies all day on the TV. And I remember as a kid, I'm like, let's watch something different. Like, because I didn't know as a kid, but that was his shit. He loved those movies, and he had his cowboy hat on, and he was watching John Wayne all Christmas Day. So that's...
I really feel like Westerns, like, I think now you'd appreciate a good Western.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I like Back to the Future 3.
Alright, so that... What?
I said I'd like Back to the Future 3.
Back to the Future 3 is a good Western. I like it more than Back to the Future 2.
And Wild Wild West, that's a good one.
I like Wild Wild West.
I like Wild Wild
We might be
West.
the only people. Hi, Dex.
Hey, buddy.
Alright, so that brings us... So no, that's done for November. And right now, really all for December that's announced.
Handsome boy.
And these are pretty big ones. You might like one. I know I like one. And that's 48 Hours.
Oh, with Charlie Murphy and... Eddie Murphy and...
Nick Nolte.
Yes.
Yes, great movie. I'm excited about that, and I'll definitely review that. But this one, I don't know if you know it, but I know you would love it, is War Games.
No, I'm familiar.
Matthew Broderick, when he's a gamer, and he hacks in somehow into like into the government pretty much, into their nuke warheads and everything like that. So it's definitely like a video game guy who ends up getting into that. That was before he did Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Well, that brings us to the next part of this video, because now that we're done with possible new releases coming, we decided instead of doing our August pickup videos, we're just going to throw them in here.
We're going to toss them in. Actually,
because Matt has a lot.
This one just came in the mail the other day. This is the horror pack. So, I don't know if you guys are watching from earlier on. We did a couple horror pack videos, and we kind of fell off with that. But I still get the horror pack. If you're unfamiliar, the horror pack is it's basically you pay... I think it's $25 a month, and you get a mystery box with 4 Blu-rays. You could do $20 a month and get 4 DVDs, but I chose the Blu-ray option. And the best part about this is, out of the 4, you get 1 horror pack exclusive, which is basically a smaller indie film that you cannot buy on Blu-ray anywhere else except for in the horror pack. So that is worth the price of admission alone to some people, because that's... Like, it's not out of print, but it was never really in print. So, if that makes sense. So, the horror pack, they'll send you in the box and then in a bubble wrap. So, it keeps everything nice and secure. So, the first one out of here, we got Jordan Peele's Get Out.
Yep, which you have on 4K.
I have it on 4K already. So, I mean, I've been a subscriber to the horror pack for... about 6 months now, and I think I've gotten 4, maybe 5 doubles along the way out of the 30-something Blu-rays they've sent me. So, I mean, the odds are pretty good, and for $25 for 4 Blu-rays, that's like $6-7 a Blu-ray. That's really not bad. Yeah. And you get some good movies in here. Yeah, I mean, the last couple months have been fantastic.
I think that actually this month, I know what else is in there, has been the best month. And I'll tell you why. Yeah. First of all, because it's unfortunate that you already have that and I already have that, because it's one of the best horror movies ever. So we might actually, maybe we'll do a giveaway for that if people are interested. I guess comment about that. Yeah. Because we both have 4Ks.
Speaking of comments, we have some questions to answer too, right?
Yes, we do. We only have one question to answer, though.
And I did not do my homework on that. Now that
I'm going to ask you the question so you can tell me your very...
I know my number 1, but I don't... Because this is the vampire question, right?
Yeah, because right now, so... We asked a question. We just wanted to see if you guys want questions. So we'll do this more often because we kind of just spur
we threw it on the YouTube timeline. You'll see it somewhere. But we basically, for this video, we want some questions asked by you guys for us to answer.
Yeah, we only got the one. That's why we're only going to address the one.
Who asked that?
So it was Tony O, who actually also... He's the one who gave us Turbo Kid. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who recommended Turbo Kid to us and to review that, which we have a review on the channel, so check that out. But he's the only one who asked this question. He's the one who recommended we should do this. So if any questions you guys want to ask, also leave those in the comment section below. But he asked us what our top 3 favorite vampire movies were.
Right.
Which I know mine, because I did do my research. And I always... Actually, I got to find the name of it.
This actually stumped me. I've been thinking about this all week, because I think we asked this question on Monday. So, right off the bat, my number 1 is Blade.
So, that would be my number 1 also.
Blade is an amazing movie. I remember seeing that at a very young age, and just that beginning scene, the bloodbath rave, oh my god.
Do you remember watching that in your house and on the 13-inch TV
yes,
and the PS2 DVD?
Yeah, in Center Reach, right?
Yep.
Yep. And that was, I absolutely love Blade. That's one of my favorite movies. I have the 4K Steelbook. Wesley Snipes he's Blade to me.
It's going to be weird with Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, the reboot. I'm excited to check out the new Blade movie coming, but it'll never top Wesley Snipes.
No,
I'm telling you right now. Prove me wrong, please, because I I would love to see something better than that, but you're not going to touch Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Well, I know my 2 and 3, and they both came out in the same year, actually. So number 2 is going to be The Lost Boys, which we'll have a review coming soon, as long as it doesn't get delayed or anything.
I like The Lost Boys, I do, but would I put it in top 3? Maybe? I'm trying to... what are some other...
Well, you got Dracula, and then you also get Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992, which, that is actually my number 3. I was going to say Near Dark, but directed by Catherine Bigelow, but... Do you remember Bram Stoker's Dracula? It's directed by
I don't know if I've seen that.
Well, first of all, it's got a 4K...
That's the one with the 4K coming out soon, right?
Well, I have the 4K. It's a re-release.
It's a re-release.
Yes, but I have the 4K. It's also a gorgeous 4K. Check that out. Amazing. Gary Oldman's in it.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's a fantastic movie. Keanu Reeves is in it with notoriety.
Do I have that?
Keanu Reeves is in it, but don't expect a great performance, unfortunately.
I have some... what's Dracula 2000?
That's nothing. No, that's not that. It's a good movie, though, actually. It's different.
Wes Craven.
Yeah, but don't expect the same thing.
Okay, because I have that, and then I have John Carpenter's Vampires.
Which, that's a great
Which I've never seen either.
Yeah,
so I can't rate that.
And then you've also never seen, probably, what They Do in the Shadows.
No.
What We Do in the Shadows, which is also a TV show that's spun off on FX, but that's a fantastic
I'm at a
movie.
disadvantage here because I haven't seen a lot of these great vampire movies. But you know what? What I know you don't like, I really like the Underworlds. With Kate Beckinsale, I love the Underworlds. I think those are great movies. They're not the best, but it's the vampires and werewolves, and I dig it. I like that movie.
Can you dig it? Yeah, no.
Sucker.
Yeah, I like that one too. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't like those, but I really do like. Vampire movies are weird. The comedy aspect of What We Do in the Shadows really does lend itself, but definitely my top 3 are definitely Blade is number 1, and it was number 1 by a mile.
Yeah.
Then The Lost Boys, which was easily my number 2, and then I couldn't believe I put Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Now, would you consider From Dusk Till Dawn a vampire movie?
Absolutely, even though it's only the second half. Although I would consider the vampire part to be the worst part of the movie.
I agree with that because I went into that movie blind, and
me too.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and then it took a fucking left turn.
The left turn out of nowhere.
Yeah,
too.
And I was like,
yeah, I didn't love that.
I don't know. I liked where it was going, and then
that's just kind of Robert Rodriguez for me in a nutshell.
And
I'm not a big
Tarantino
fan.
Was in that movie, right?
Yeah, well, his best friend is Robert Rodriguez.
Right.
And they came up kind of in the same time.
I'm scanning my shelf right now. I'm trying to.
You know what? Vampires are not the biggest genre of film, really.
Well, I have a pretty large horror section, but I'm just trying to. I'm sure some are slipping my mind right now.
I'm thinking was the
Blade.
Brood.
What is it?
The Brood.
Oh, we're talking WWF.
Well, they were great horror.
Gangrel and Ed
he drank blood before the match.
Ed and Christian.
Yeah.
What else is
Vampires is a good one though. And you saw
John Carpenter. No, I need to see. I have that. I have it.
Yeah.
I have to watch that. I
So
think
you
I have
just
Scream Factory.
So you have a blank spot for vampire movies.
Yeah, I do. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
But again, Blade. I guess just off the firing from the hip right now, with all these blank spaces, I would say Blade is easily number 1. I would probably put one of the Underworlds at number 2, and then I feel like From Dusk Till Dawn is a cheat because I don't like the vampire section.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you gotta kind of put it because I don't think you've seen.
Well, can I do Blade 3?
Yeah, you love Blade 3.
Because I really like Blade 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Since you haven't seen enough, that's fine.
Yeah, alright. So I guess I feel like I kind of phoned that in, but, that's what I got.
Well, Matt has 60 movies to show you guys, so let's start doing that right now.
Well, let's finish the horror pack.
Oh, you haven't even finished that?
No.
Oh my god, we got off topic.
Yes, we did. Next up in the horror pack is The Boy 2. Now, I've never seen the PG-13 for a horror movie?
So, The Boy 1 is much better than The Boy 2, and that movie kind of undoes a lot in The Boy 1. But I don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. It definitely is not. It shouldn't be called a sequel. I don't know what they were thinking.
So I've never seen the first. I've never watched it, but Horror Pack sent it to me, and I guess I'm glad to have it. The next one, I know you spoke highly of this, is Ma.
Yes, that is a great movie, and you should check that out. I think you'll love it, actually.
I like that it says from the producers of Get Out and Halloween. Now, when they say Halloween, I'm assuming
It's
2018?
Blumhouse. It's Blumhouse, yes.
2018 Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blumhouse horror film. And that's one actually is surprising. It's a little horror movie, but it's well acted, and I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I'll
It's
check it
definitely.
out.
I don't want to give you anything because you've never seen a trailer or nothing.
No.
The trailer kind of does ruin it.
And then the Horror Pack exclusive this month is Woman in the Chair.
Yeah, never seen that. It's got morbid colors vibes written all over it.
It's 81 minutes, so it's not a long movie. I'll read you the paragraph for the synopsis. An expatriate in Japan finds a ghost sitting motionless in a chair and decides to monetize his discovery by creating a ghost tourism business for the wealthy. Little does he know that viewing the women in the chair brings obsession and death to all its spectators.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it kind of sounds like The Ring. You know, you watch the tape and then you die. So you come watch the ghost in the chair and you die. You know?
That, and it sounds like it's going to be talking about greed, a guy who's trying to capitalize on ghosts and everything like that.
Yep. I mean, again, you cannot. I don't know if you can stream this anywhere, but you're not going to go to Best Buy or Target or Walmart and pick this up on Blu-ray. This is the only place you can get it, and it's got a slightly different case because they make these. It says Horror Pack Limited Edition Blu-rays, and it's pretty cool to have those.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, why don't you start showing off some stuff? You said you want to show off Arrow Video stuff first, right?
No, but sure.
Since I figured you have so many, you'll jump in first. Make sure.
So Arrow Video did a sale this month.
Yes, they did.
And I picked up a couple. So the first one I picked up was Weird Science.
Great movie.
Never seen this, so I'm excited to have that. And
You'll
check
get to
that
see
out.
a young Robert Downey Jr.
Right, that was part of the reason I bought it. Next one is House. I like those.
Oh, you never saw House.
I never saw House. Have you?
Yes, you'll like that.
Yeah? Because
Yeah.
I like those corny horror movies.
Yep, there's a 70s horror movie called House that Criterion has released, and not the same movie.
Interesting. Next up, I picked up Chud, and I believe that it's abbreviated for something, but it's like a New York City 80s horror, dirty-looking horror movie.
Oh, you grabbed that? Somebody was talking about
Chud?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked that up. They were all like maybe $15.
Yeah, they had a sale on their website. This Camp something sale that they had for
Camp
a while.
Arrow. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think I paid $60 for all four.
Yeah.
So for Arrow Videos, those are pretty good. And
Arrow
the last
Videos
one I
great
picked
work.
up, the last one I picked up from Arrow is Phantom of the Mall: Eric's Revenge. This one looked interesting. It was 80s. It kind of gives you like a Stranger Things vibe with the mall. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to check this one out for sure.
Yep, and then I grabbed some Arrow stuff from the sale as well. This wasn't from the sale, it was a pre-order, and we have a review on the channel for it. That's Flatliners. I love Flatliners, so check that out. Check out the review. But
I have to see that one.
the big one for me was Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2.
I have those, yeah.
Yes, you do. I remember, I think it was either last year or the year before, you telling me how nice these were, and we talked about how nice the VHS cover for it, and I love both of these movies.
Right there, if you guys can see it up on the wall.
Yeah. I love both these movies. They started to get terrible after 3, and they went direct to video. We are getting a remake on Hulu coming very soon.
Interesting. I'm ready to check that out.
Alright, just keep banging through some of those Blu-rays.
Alright, so Groove.com. I know we've spoken this before, but I really like Groove. I think they have fantastic prices. They don't have every movie out there, but the ones they do are usually the cheapest prices around. And Dexter's going to just ruin your entire pile.
I know, but it's Dexter, so I'm going to have to let it happen. Hi, Dex.
You're a rude boy, Dex.
Hi, Dex.
Alright, so next up from Groove.com, I picked up Smokin' Aces on 4K. Now,
Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, this was one of the first, I think this is one of the only movies I had on HD DVD.
I remember,
Do you remember that?
And Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah.
What the hell out of it?
Then I picked up Death Race. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. Jason Statham, and I don't even know who else is in it. But I love this movie. Have you ever seen Death Race?
Not the remake. I think there's an original from the 70s.
There's like 3 more of these remakes, and I'm gonna get them because I like them all.
I'm sure they're good. Jason Statham's always pretty good at movies.
I
like
picked
that.
up Cape Fear. I've never seen this movie.
Ooh, you're going to love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to check this one
Martin
out.
Scorsese directed that. It's his homage to Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, yeah, I like that one a lot. I picked up End of Days because of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So End of Days, bought that solely for Schwarzenegger. I picked up Red Dragon because this was the last of the ones I needed for my Hannibal Lecter collection and my Brett Ratner collection.
Did you get the Family Man?
No, I need that. But that was another one I needed for Brett Ratner.
Okay, well, I still think, like I said, but you own it. Manhunter, much better movie.
John's going to get mad at me for this one, but I picked up the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck because I just felt like I wanted to have that in my collection for some reason, and it was pretty cheap on Amazon.
I guess my father will be happy. He loves that movie.
He does, right?
Yeah, my dad loved that movie. He talks about it still.
That's funny. It's still?
Yeah, no, still. I remember seeing Ben Affleck and Daredevil from I'm like, Jesus, watch something else.
That's great. Shutter Island on 4K.
You did grab that?
I did, yeah, because they were doing a sale and it was like $12, so I said, you know what? Let me check it out.
Yeah.
You want to do a couple?
I'll
do another.
Yeah, you have a
I got Deep Impact.
You grabbed Deep Impact.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
I like this movie a lot. Yeah,
Morgan Freeman, right?
Yep. I like these types of like end of the world type destruction, and this is a Matt movie. I like that kind of stuff.
No, I get that.
Here's one that I did a review for. This is probably one of the nicer pieces of this month, and that is the Sonic 2 4K Steelbook. Now it has that nice slipcover that slides up out of there. And then just the artwork, it looks like Sonic 2 from Sega Genesis, and this is just a fantastic movie. I actually think this is better than the original movie, and I think Sonic 2, the game, was better than the original. Now I picked these up after watching Dennis's video. I picked up The Strangers and The Strangers Prey at Night.
Have you seen this?
I think I've seen The Strangers. I haven't seen the sequel.
The original's way better.
I'm sure. Well, the original, this one?
Yeah, The Strangers.
Okay.
The Strangers is really good, actually.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen the first one. I haven't seen part 2, but I'll get to it eventually.
I think it's a good one. I think you'll be happy.
So the next up we have Doom. I did review this on the channel. This is the definition of a Matt movie, in my opinion. I had a great time watching this. This is the first time I saw it, and I absolutely loved it. And I think the 4K is fantastic. And then after seeing that, I wanted to check out the sequel, Doom Annihilation.
You did buy that?
I did buy Doom Annihilation. I did watch it, and it is nowhere near as good as the first.
That's what I expected. Speaking of things that we reviewed, I reviewed the Child's Play trilogy, the original Child's Play trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, before we got to Bride of Chucky, and I grabbed them. I love them. I think they're great 4K upgrades. You can check out our full review of them.
I want to get those.
Yeah, I think you'll be very happy that you upgraded. Definitely the biggest upgrade that's noticeable is definitely the first one, but 2 and 3 definitely hold their own. 2 is the best of the bunch.
I grabbed Team America World Police.
Did you?
Yeah, I love South Park and everything they do, and this is a great movie. It's funny. It's
Also featuring Matt Damon.
Is he Matt Damon in that?
Matt Damon's in that.
No.
I'd show off that bad boy right there.
And then we got Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible 6 movie collection on 4K. This is a nice little set. It's got all of them on 4K and all of them on Blu-ray. So you get everything right here. This is nice.
Didn't you have the Mission Impossible collection?
I had 1 through 5 on Blu-ray
on 4K.
and 4K already. Yep. So I upgraded them all, and now I have some doubles.
So I have them all on 4K, but what bothers me is that I have them all individually wrapped, but 1 through 5 has this unique slip covers. And then they didn't release that same slip cover for Fallout. So now Fallout kind of sticks out in the bunch.
Yeah.
And movies that me and Matt swapped, I gave him some doubles, he gave me some doubles. He gave me some doubles, and one of them that is a movie that I don't really like, and that's Anaconda.
You don't like that?
Not really. John Voight does the worst accent ever. A movie I've never seen, but you say is good, and that's VFW.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And then a movie I really like, and that's Invisible Man, directed by Lee Winnell, who directed Upgrade, which led me to actually pick up somewhere in the stack Upgrade.
We both picked up Upgrade.
Yep, Lee Winnell, who was actually, you might recognize him, is in the first Saw movie. He stars in it.
I think that Invisible Man, I have that on 4K, and that came in the horror pack, so that's why I gave that to you. Right?
So eventually ended up, I haven't bought it on 4K, and I'm excited for the Blu-ray.
So this movie, Sanctum, have you ever heard of this?
Never heard of it.
Alright, so if you can read the top.
James Cameron?
Yeah, I don't know if he directed this. It's directed by Alistair Greason. Alex or Greason, but it says... So it's from executive producer James Cameron of Titanic.
He throws his name on everything.
Yeah, but this is an underwater, like, rescue type movie. This isn't that movie. You know, this is right up there with shark movies for me.
Typical.
Yep. Now, this looks like something that came out of last month's horror pack. I don't remember when I scanned it in. But Unfriended Dark Web, I believe. Actually, no, I bought this. I think I got this from Groove. It was like $5. It looked interesting.
Do you have the first Unfriended?
No.
That's a sequel.
This is a sequel?
Mm-hmm. Unfriended is the first one.
Dark Web?
And they're both very similar in the sense that they're basically shot just on webcams.
Interesting.
The first one's good. I haven't seen the sequel.
Next one I picked up that I actually just watched last night was Frailty.
I love Frailty.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I would not have expected the ending that we got, but yeah, good movie.
Directed by Bill Paxton, starring Matthew McConaughey and Bill Paxton.
Like Bill Paxton.
Yep.
Now, I went on a little James Gunn run. I picked up Brightburn and the Belko Experiment.
Oh, you haven't watched both yet?
No, I haven't watched either of these.
Carmelo loves the Belko Experiment, and Brightburn is basically what would happen if Superman came to Earth and he turned out to be a super villain and not a superhero.
Yeah,
very good movie. I really think it's very underrated.
So I picked up The Last House on the Left and The Last House on the Left remake. I just watched the original the other day from, 72, I believe?
Wes Craven.
Yep.
First movie.
Wes Craven's first movie. Not bad, it's not terrible, not the greatest movie I've ever seen. And I have not seen the remake yet.
You might like the remake more because it's so low budget, the first one.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk a little bit myself now about a couple...
Speaking of first, I also have Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel.
Yep, a TV movie, no less.
Really?
Yep, the movie came great to TV.
Now you can go.
Alright, well, speaking of Kino Lorber and some old movies, well, I got a couple Stanley Kubrick movies this month that I wanted to finish off my 4K collection, even though I don't have Spartacus yet. Both have reviews on this channel, and that is The Killing and Paths of Glory. Came out in 1956, 1957, back-to-back years. Both are great movies. Both are in stunning black and white, and I just love these movies. I also love the slipcovers without the 4K HDR logo on top.
Yeah, those are cool.
I like them.
So next up, I think I grabbed this from Groove, maybe? I don't remember, but it's Us on 4K. I have not seen any of the Jordan Peele movies yet, and I'm excited to dive in.
I saw that movie back-to-back days in theaters. Love that movie.
Really?
Great movie. Love Us.
I picked up Machete on Blu-ray. I actually never seen Machete.
Really?
No, and I'm very excited to check this out.
You never saw any of those Robert Rodriguez movies? I think it's the third in the trilogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's part of a series?
The Desperado. Yeah, the Robert Rodriguez trilogy. That's
No, Once Upon a Time in Mexico and Desperado? No,
Yep.
That's not connected.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, because I've been looking at the triple pack at Best Buy.
Oh, maybe you're right. Was Machete the movie they made from a fake trailer or something? Machete has something unique about it.
Maybe,
I can't remember.
Here's one that I have seen that I picked up. I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet, and that's Blow. I really enjoy this movie. Next up is Zodiac. I bought this
Zodiac.
off John's recommendation because I watched Seven the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you have to check out Zodiac because it's very similar." And I actually wish I should have watched. I don't know. I had a great time with Frailty also, but this is gonna be my next.
Well, Zodiac is a 3-hour movie, so you might want to set some time aside.
Did not know that.
Very long. Might be his best. And we're going to be doing, actually at the time of this release, it's not out yet, but we did shoot already both of our videos for the Kevin Smith movies, and I wanted to clean up and close out some of my Kevin Smith movies and grab them, so I got Tusk, I got Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot, and I got Chasing Amy, Jay and Silent Bob, and Clerks. Now, I already have Clerks, I won't have it anymore soon, but because it's the same exact edition that I have, but I wanted to get it. Kevin Smith movies, though, very hard to get on Blu-ray. Dogma, Red State, very hard. But I'm glad I got a few, at least.
Last two in the normal section would be Assault on Precinct 13.
The remake or the original?
This is the remake.
I know you like that one.
I have the original already, so I just got the remake. I actually really love the remake. I've seen the remake first, so maybe that's why I'm partial to it. But I really like this movie a lot.
I know you do. That's definitely a Matt movie.
And then the Texas Chainsaw. I think this is the 3D version. I don't know what year this... 2012. This is the 2012 Texas Chainsaw movie. I've never seen this one, but this is the last one I needed. Now I have every of it, except for the Netflix special. I have every Texas Chainsaw movie.
I knew you wanted to close that out. Well, just to throw it in there, I have the Heat 4K. I grabbed this month. We got a review for it up on the channel. One of the most disappointing 4K releases of my entire life. I mean, people were very disappointed by Terminator 2, but I had such high hopes for Heat. It's one of the best looking movies of all time. One of the best audio design movies of all time. Just another Disney dump. That's what I like to call this. And they just dumped it out, grabbed the money, and if you have their edition that came out in 2017, I would say stick with that. Skip this one. It'll save you some money. That's my personal opinion. If you like it, you like it.
Alright, last but not least is my Scream Factory pickups.
Are you kidding me?
Come
That's all from the same place?
Well, if by the same place you mean Scream Factory.
I do mean Scream Factory.
They're not all from...
Well, yeah, I know.
Best Buy, Amazon.
So tell them exactly what happened with this. With the
what
tweet.
Happened?
With the tweet.
So I decided to just make a quick tweet on Twitter of my my Scream Factory releases, because I had a decent amount. I have a pretty decent horror section. So I said, let's throw a picture up. Let's see what everyone else has, if they like my collection. And then a couple people posted pictures of their complete Scream Factory collection. I said, I like that. So, yeah, I've been on a hunt for all the Scream Factory. I'm trying to complete my Scream Factory collection now, and there is a lot out there.
Matt, at heart, Matt is a collector. First and foremost.
Yeah.
First and foremost. Like, Matt will get mad at me when I stream anything.
Mm-hmm.
Matt will not... If Matt wants to watch a movie, even though he has every single streaming service there possibly could have,
I had to collect those.
he's got to buy the movie. He's got to buy the movie first. So he gets mad at me if I call him and I said, I ended up streaming it just because, like, for example, last night I watched a movie called Blue Collar by Paul Schrader, 99-cent rental. Matt calls me and says, I should have bought it. And
you paid $1 for it when the Blu-ray is $6.
Blu-ray was $16.
Oh, I thought it was $6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it would have been now now you're paying $17 because you got to buy it.
And it's a Kino Lorber release, and I really love to support Kino Lorber.
Yeah, so that's crazy to me to rent a digital movie. I like to have the physical, and that's the best experience you're going to have watching the movie.
No, he's not wrong.
So
he's not wrong.
like
Hence the physical media. Like this is us talking. Let's talk physical media.
Yeah,
but
streaming is last resort for me.
Yeah, I really wanted to watch the movie. We had a free night, and it's what happens.
So I will start by saying I picked up Cherry Falls from Scream Factory. I did watch this. It wasn't bad. I bought this mainly for Michael Biehn because, Terminator is our favorite movie and I love Kyle Reese. But this wasn't a bad movie. A little strange. The plot is odd, but not a bad movie. Then one that we did review. This is Red Dawn on 4K. This is a Shout Select, but still Shout Factory, Scream Factory, same thing. So I did watch this, and this was a pretty good movie. This is the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Then, like I said, I went on a bit of a James Gunn run, so I grabbed Slither, and I watched this the other day. Last time I saw this was in theaters, so watching this was pretty fun. I haven't seen it in a really long time, and I enjoyed my time with it.
Michael Rooker and and James Gunn's first movie together.
Yep.
Love that.
Then I grabbed Valentine on not 4K, on Blu-ray. This is another Scream Factory release. I'll save this for Valentine's Day. That's the time of year to watch this movie because it looked like just a cheesy slasher movie, and that's right up my alley.
And here's one that I watched with you that you don't remember watching with me.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. I've never... I guess I have seen it.
You've seen it with me. You know what, though? I gotta be honest. At the time, Matt had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend for a few weeks, but Matt was always more, I guess, in love with me because he invited me over and he just fooled around with her and I watched the movie. And Matt, I guess, was just playing around with the girl and I felt like the third wheel. But I love Drag Me to Hell.
We watched it at my house, I guess.
At your house.
We didn't see this in theaters?
No, I'm telling you, you were in the bed with Christina's in Christina's basement. You were on the bed, fooling around with the girl. And I was on the couch watching the movie. You remember that when you were down there and the couch was to the left?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi movie, I remember very well.
I don't. Wes Craven's Shocker. I've never seen this, but that's Skinner from X-Files.
Yes, it is. That movie's pretty shocking.
Yeah, that's on my list because I'm doing kind of a deep dive on Wes Craven right now. I just watched Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes.
I think you got the worst out of the way. No offense that they're good movies, but they're very much of the 70s.
Well, I'm a little bit worried about his third, which is Deadly Blessing.
I don't remember.
Never seen it, and I have to buy it.
When you get to the kids under the stairs, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
So I picked this up for my man Jim Carrey, and that's Once Bitten and Love at First Bite. This is a double. Oh, there's a vampire movie. So maybe if I seen this, I could have rated this on my vampire list.
Jim Carrey's great. Once Bitten, man.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
You're gonna have a good time.
I'm excited for this. Here's one of my all-time favorites, and that's Ghost Ship. I already had the regular Blu-ray of this, but I had to have the Scream Factory release of this because this is one of my favorites. I watched it the other day, had a great time. This is a mad movie.
I love Ghost Ship. I really do. And this one.
Yeah, this is the last of my pickups for the month, and that is the original Halloween. This is the Scream Factory 4K. This is a super nice release, and I probably will be picking up the other ones since I'm getting H2O Resurrection and Curse. Right?
No, H2O Resurrection. Yeah, I had Curse of Michael Myers.
Curse,
Yep,
yeah.
You're right. And yeah, I only need 2 and 5. To finish off, so Matt said there was some sales. So I grabbed from Groove. I grabbed this from Amazon. It was like $5. The Dissent, really great horror movie.
I want to pick that up.
Yeah, no, this is a very good movie. Honestly, it's one of the better horror movies in the last 25 years. Very underrated. Really check this one out. And my favorite Jeremy Irons movie, a David Cronenberg directed film, Dead Ringers. Jeremy Irons plays 2 roles in this movie, and then the next year he won the Oscar for Reversal of Fortune, in my opinion. Should have won it for Dead Ringers. Plays 2 roles, amazing movie, by the way. I'm a big Tom Hanks guy. I'm a big Joe Dante guy. They came together in the late 80s, I believe 1989, and they came out with The Burbs, talking about the suburbs, and basically what could happen when you and your neighbors get together and just, you know what? You kind of make a story up, and it just gets way too out of hand. Great movie. I really love Tom Hanks. He's my favorite actor of all time. This is the late end of his comedy era, and just a good movie.
Never saw it.
I would check that out. Another movie that I really love, Sofia Coppola directed, my favorite Sofia Coppola movie, Bill Murray starring, Lost in Translation. This movie is great. Came out in 2003, stars Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. Yep, this is Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. Great movie, just basically not even a love story, just companionship, basically, searching for somebody else. In Japan, great movie, I love this movie. And then I really needed to finish off because I'm going to do a movie in the fall at some point of ranking every single one of John Carpenter's 4Ks, because believe it or not, there's quite a bit. I think there's either 10 or 11, so the last one I needed before The Fog comes out is Christine. And I love Christine.
That's a great 4K. I have the Steelbook.
Yeah, I wish I had the Steelbook. I would have loved to grab the Steelbook. That's out of print. I think it's one of the best Steelbooks you could grab. I really love what they did with that. But I just have the standard 4K with the regular. Couldn't even get a slipcover. Just a great movie. And I think that covers all our pickups for this month.
That is all of our pickups.
And that'll probably bring us to the end of this video. And just to let you guys know, next week Matt is going to be away. So we will not have a video next week as far as the Let's Talk Physical Media. So unfortunately, next week we'll be taking a break, but the week after we'll be back and we'll be here to talk some more movies and physical media with you guys.
Yes, sir.
That's going to do it here for us. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And then while you're at it, why don't you tell all your friends?